Everybody, welcome back to Epic Beauty Fail. I'm Jessica. On today's video, we're going to be doing another Foundation Friday. And today, we're going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Foundation. It says it's a flawless, long-lasting coverage, broad spectrum sunscreen, SPF 15. Now, I know that Charlotte Tilbury has several different foundations. This is my first one from hers that I'm trying, and it is the one that is like this. It's in a little bottle. It's very, very cute. There it is. I have it in the shade 1 Fair. So we're going to be using this today. Now I am going to go to the Charlotte Tilbury website and read to you what it says on there. Before we get started, I want to let you know that I did spray my face down with the Hydrating Milky Mist from Pixi, and I also put on my Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. Those are pretty typical for me when I do a foundation review because I know that that works well with my skin. So all right, let's go ahead and go to the website and we can see what Charlotte Tilbury says about her Magic Foundation. So the website says, "Darlings, my Magic Foundation in 1 Fair, which is the shade that I have, is a neutral beige for very fair skin tones with cool undertones, featuring ingredients for full coverage that conceals imperfections for perfect looking skin every day. What makes Magic Foundation magic? The formula is collagen boosting to reduce the appearance of age spots by 75% in 4 months and the appearance of acne after just 9 weeks. SPF 15 protects your skin from UV damage. Concentrated mushroom extract firms skin, tightens pores and moisturizes, and vitamin C fights signs of aging. Hyaluronic filling spheres absorb and plump up wrinkles for firmer looking skin. 88% women agree it matches their skin tone, 77% women agree it gives them perfect looking skin, and 83% women would recommend it to a friend." I don't know how they specify like women. Why don't you just say 88% of users? "Ideal for flawless poreless coverage, especially if you have acne, melasma, or rosacea." Oh, and it says only 544 women were tested. All right. "Charlotte recommends matching this shade with 1 Fair in the it recommends her other shades." I don't know. Sure. Okay, so it does have mixed reviews on the website. All right. I'm not finding the website very user-friendly. That's okay. I'm just an IT person, so I really take notice of those types of things. But most people would just be like, oh, okay, it's the website, no big deal. But it's just something that I noticed because, like I said, I work in IT. So, all right, it does have a pump. I'm going to go ahead and squeeze some of this out on the back of my hand. And I will say that when I bought it, I did like a patch test for shade range, just to be sure that it was going to be okay for my skin tone, because there is a lighter shade, and then, of course, there's more darker shades as well. I'm going to be using the Sigma F80 on the right side of my face, and then I'm going to be using a Beauty Blender on the left side of my face, so it's pretty thick. I'm gonna go ahead and start putting this on. Like I said, I did sort of do a shade match, just a patch, when I bought it because of the price tag. I wanted to make sure that it was going to work for me, and it's looking okay. Now, of course, anytime I do a just like a patch match, I literally just put a patch down here on the bottom of my chin, and I've done that, thought a shade was going to work, and then sometimes it ends up not working. So we'll see how this goes. All right, I'm having a little bit of problems with it blending on my nose. I'm going to go ahead in with my sponge. I put 2 pumps on the back of my hand and I didn't use it all, so we're going to keep going with the sponge. Maybe the sponge will help it blend in a little bit better. I'm just having a little bit of difficulty with patchiness, but we'll keep going here. All right, I think the shade is pretty good. Looking in the mirror here, I think it actually looks really good. I am having a little bit of problems with it on my nose, and it's looking a little dry on my forehead as well. I'm going to put, so I've gotten already 2.5 pumps. I'm going to get another, like, just a little tiny bit. And just try to build this up a little bit on my forehead, because it's just giving me like a weird, like, powdery texture almost on my forehead. And I normally don't get that and I'm having some dry patches on my scalp, so if you see some little white dots in my hair, it's because my skin is being really dry right along my hairline. I don't know what's going on today, but it's like super dry right along my hairline. Anyway, I'm trying to get this to build up a little bit on my nose, on my forehead, because it is kind of just looking like powdery and like patchy in some spots. So I don't know what's going on there. Okay. All right, coverage-wise, I think it's pretty good. It, for the most part, covered up that little blemish there. I would tell you that I don't really, I mean, I think it looks probably a little bit better with the sponge just because of it looking like a little powdery. I'm thinking that with the sponge, it's looking a little bit better, but I'm still having problems with it on my nose. Like, just not sticking to my nose very well. All right. That lid doesn't want to go on either. Oh well. All right, the time is now 7:20. Yes, I'm getting a little bit of an early start today, which is good. So it is 7:20. I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of my makeup on. Just like typical makeup that I've worn, you know, a million times before, same powders, everything. I will let you know what all I put on when I come back, but I will be back in just a minute. All right, I am back and it is 7:46, so it took me about 25 minutes to do my makeup. I had a little bit of problems with my eyeshadow. I'll talk about that in just one second. But on my face, I have, all over my face, I have my two Physicians Formulas powders. This is the Mineral Wear Talc-Free Mineral Face Powder in Translucent, and this is the Mineral Wear Talc-Free Mineral Correcting Powder in Translucent. So I have those all over my face. I have the Catrice Liquid Camo under my under eyes and the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powder in One Fair on my under eyes as well. I really like this as an under eye setting powder. And then I have the Balm Take Home the Bronze in Oliver as my bronzer. Blush, I'm using my Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush in Party. My highlighter, I'm using my Joa Be My Everything Highlighter Powder palette in Light in the Iridescent shade is my highlighter. And then on my eyes, I have the Smashbox 24-Hour Photo Finish Shadow Primer. I have the little Natasha Denona Mini this is the Mini Lila palette. Those are the shades right there. I actually used the Natasha Denona powder as my setting powder for my eye primer because this shade's too dark. But I used these 4 shades. I did not use this purple, but I used this in my crease. It was okay. I used this in my lower crease. This one was patchy. I had a really hard time, especially on this eye, blending it. For some reason, it, like, as soon as I put it on my eye, it stuck, and it did not want to blend. So I really struggled with this one blending. This is all over my lid. I think it's super pretty. This is on my under lash line, and that actually works pretty well on my under lash line. I didn't have to blend it, though. I literally was just placing it, and it stayed, and it worked okay. And then this shade I just have on my inner corner. I did not use this purple shade, but that middle purple shade really was very patchy, and hopefully I covered up the patchiness with the shimmer blue purple shade because that shade's very pretty. And that one I just patted on my lid with my finger, and it worked out really well. I have my Benefit Roller Lash on my lashes, MAC Fix Plus all over my face, and then on my lips I have the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in Pillow Talk, and then the lipstick in Pillow Talk as well. Very, very close to my natural color. It's just a shade darker, so it does give me a nice nude shade. Let's go ahead and talk about this foundation. I'm going to zoom you in, and we will talk about it. So right now, about half an hour in, I think it looks pretty good. It is starting to crack on my chin already. Again, I never know if this camera is going to pick that up. I will try to make sure I get that at the midday check-in. But it is starting to crack a little bit on my chin, right in there. Other than that, I think it looks pretty good on my nose. I think it looks pretty good on my forehead, except like around my hairline, but that could be just because my hairline's super dry. I'm probably going to put something in my eyebrows. I forgot to do that. I'm just starting to try to get into doing my eyebrows, and I don't always remember. So I might put something in my eyebrows. Probably my NYX pencil. That's the one I'm using right now. But I'll probably put that in my eyebrows. Anyway, but the foundation I think is looking pretty good. I think it's looking pretty good except on my chin, which is a normal problem spot for me. Even around my mouth, I think it's looking pretty good. It's settling into a couple of fine lines around my mouth, but for the most part, I think it's looking pretty good. All right, so our check-in time is going to be 7:30 because that was about when I got the rest of my face makeup done. The eye makeup is really what took me a little bit longer. So we're going to call it 7:30, which will put my check-in time at 11:30 and then at 3:30. This is going to be an early day today. I guess that's what happens when you get started early, right? Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and go about my day, and I will see you all at 11:30. All right, everybody, it is midday. I'm actually a little bit late. It is 12:47, and I'm sorry if the sound is a little bit messed up. I'm actually inside because it's super rainy and dark and icky and ugly and gross outside. So I can't give you like full sunshine, and I think my voice is echoing off of the wall behind me. So anyway, this is what it looks like 5 hours in. I think I was supposed to check in at 11:30 and I'm just running a little bit late. So you can see it's a little bit cracked on my chin. Not horribly. You can definitely see every single line, but you know, that's anything. I'm looking in the mirror down here, and honestly, the only thing that I can say about this is that it's looking a little bit dry on my skin. I don't think it looks horrible. In fact, I think it looks pretty good in most parts. It's cracky on my chin, like I said. I think it looks good on my nose. I think it looks good on my cheeks. I think it looks good on my forehead. It just looks a little bit dry. And now my skin is a little bit dry right now. It's still winter, obviously, and it is a little bit dry. So I'm dealing with that, but for the most part, I think it looks pretty good. Other than just like the dryness, like you can see it in every single like scar that I have and every imperfection, that sort of thing. So, I mean, it's okay, but right now it just looks a little bit dry. We'll see by the end of the day. I mean, I do feel like my oils, sorry, I'm gonna put my mirror down. I do feel like my oils are starting to come through, like in my T-zone, on my chin and on my nose, just a little bit. It's not too bad, but I just wanna, hopefully it won't get any worse. And I'm inside, so, but it's super humid because of the rain. Like, it is really raining. We've gotten a lot of rain in the last 24 hours. So anyway, I will see you guys in about 3 hours. All right, y'all, I am back, and the time now is 4:14. So I'm a little bit late on my final check-in, but that's okay. So let's talk about this foundation. Honestly, I don't think it looks very much different from my midday check-in. My chin is still all crackled up. It's actually starting to break up a little bit along, like underneath my lip here. It's starting to break up a little bit. And it's just starting to fade. It's not fading badly, but it is starting to fade. Honestly, what I would say this looks like is it looks like it's sitting on top of my skin. Does that make sense? It looks like it's just sitting on top. It doesn't feel like it's, or it doesn't look like it's like blended into my skin. Now that could be that I put too much foundation on. I could have put too much foundation on. So there's that. But it feels okay. It's actually just now, I'm almost 9 hours in. It's actually just now starting to feel a little bit itchy along my chin here and a little bit around my nose where my oils are really starting to come in and make it feel a little bit more heavy. But I don't feel like I have anything on my forehead. I don't feel like I have anything on my cheeks. So it feels actually really good on my skin. Like I said, just now, like within like the end of the 8th hour going on 9 hours, does it is it starting to really feel a little bit heavy around my chin, around my nose? I think it still looks pretty good. Looking at my forehead, I think it looks pretty good. I think on my cheeks it's looking pretty good. I'm starting to look a little bit oily on my nose and on my chin. Not bad, but just a little bit more dewy than I would prefer. I could easily fix that with just putting a little bit of powder on, and it wouldn't be too bad at all. Yeah, other than, like I said, my chin looking a little bit broken up, and it's definitely not helping at all with any of my imperfections. You can see every single blemish, every single scar, every single line. around here, around the center of my face, I have a lot of scarring, and you know, it's definitely, it's not really sinking in, but it's not really like hiding it either. Does that make sense? On my forehead, it's a little bit in my line on my forehead, but that's not bad, and it's actually not transferring, so that's actually really good. Yeah. Yeah, it's not really transferring. So I'm actually really pleased about that. Overall, like I said, my biggest problem is just that it looks like it's almost sitting on top of my skin rather than being melted into my skin. So I will be putting this in my Shop My Stash next time around, and I will be using this more, and I will definitely be trying to use less of it to see if that helps. When I was putting it on this morning, it almost felt like it wasn't giving me the coverage that I wanted, which is why I put more on. But I'm wondering if I put less on, then it will look like it's more melted into my skin. So stay tuned for my next Shop My Stash if you're curious about this foundation. I will definitely be giving an update on it after I use it a few more times. Right now, I like it. I think I would wear it for a short period of time. I think it looks pretty good. I just don't know that I would wear it for this long again. But that could change, like I said, given less wear time, or I'm sorry, given less product on my face, it might look better. I've found that some of the products that I've used lately, some of the foundations I've used lately, the lighter my hand is when I'm putting it on my face, the better it looks long term. It might not look as great short term, but it looks better long term, if that makes sense. I've actually been very surprised to learn that quite a few foundations look better as the day progresses. I would have never guessed that before I started doing foundation reviews. So there you go. There are my thoughts on the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Foundation. It's not bad. Like I said, it's going to go in my Shop My Stash, and I will be using it more over the next couple of weeks. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up down below. If you haven't already, I would really appreciate if you'd hit that little red subscribe button down below as well, and the little bell if you want to get notified when I upload new videos. And if you have any comments, leave those in the comment section. Have you tried the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Foundation? What are your thoughts on it? And if you haven't tried this foundation, are there any other Charlotte Tilbury foundations that you like? I know she has like a BB cream, and I think she has like 1 or 2 other foundations as well. I'm willing to give those a try as well. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next Epic Beauty Fail. Bye!